Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning. Wow. She just woke me up. I'm just checking if you all are awake. As. Afternoon pa kasi nung huli, kaya akala ko afternoon pa rin. It looks like we could use more room in this place. I declare that we will be bringing in more people to maximize this wonderful place that the Lord has in store for us. Amen. But nevertheless, the Lord came with the good news today. The Lord came with the good news saying that God never gives up on us. Amen. Can you tell yourself, God never gives up on me? God never gives up on me. God never gives up on us. If there will be one person who will never give up on us, because He is a person, that will be the Lord. Amen. It will be God. Amen. Kung kayo po naghahanap ng forever, si Lord po talaga may forever. He never gives up on us. But there are times that it seemed as if He did give up on us. Reality is, in this journey, there are moments when we feel that the Lord gave up on us. Because as human beings, even though we keep on emphasizing the reality of spirituality, the reality of the physical is at times more stronger than the spiritual. And that's the reason why we always think that the giving of the presence of God or the love of God is always equals to what we feel, what we see, and what we experience. That's why there are moments, I believe, that each and every one of us have gone through that we feel like, God, have you given up on me? Are you still there? There are times when we feel like He stopped protecting us because there was an incident that has happened to our lives, and then we question, were you really protecting me? There are times when we feel like He stopped caring for us. Ang lakas. Ang lakas ba? Hindi po ako naninigaw. Mabait po ako. Meron lang akong built-in megaphone sa loob. There are times when we feel like He stopped protecting us. There are times when we feel like He stopped caring for us. Just because there are certain things that has happened in our life that we felt like He could have cared more. And if He did cared more, why did this thing happen? It feels like He didn't care for me. It feels like He stopped providing for us when there was a provision that was not met. Bakit hindi na-meet? Did you stop providing for me? And there are times when we feel like He stopped loving us just because we didn't feel His loving presence. Or we didn't feel that people around us loved us. There are times when we feel like He stopped talking to us just because we don't hear Him anymore. All these things around us, this world where we're living in, could actually give us this impression. You know, when you're saying it's an impression, it does not mean that it's a reality. It's just according to how you perceive it to be. Impressive. Di ba yung mga manliligaw, pagka nanliligaw yun sa umpisa, impressive, di ba? But not all of them are really impressive till the end. Buti na lang si Vincent, impressive till the end. And you know, the Lord did not promise that this journey would be smooth. Just like a captain on a flight, he often tells you in the beginning pa lang, you will be expecting turbulent weather condition. In the word of the Lord, He said, but understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty. We always say that we are in the last days. Kung hindi niyo pa alam, dapat alam niyo na, nasa last days na tayo. The Lord is saying, but understand this. Why do you think the Lord wants you to understand? Because you have to know that whatsoever is happening will really happen. There will be tribulations. There will be war upon the nations. There will be people fighting towards something. Wala pa nga tayo dun sa extreme eh. When you have to fight for the food, when you have to fight to survive, when you have to fight to live. But the Lord is saying, understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty. But you know, when I was also meditating on this word, sometimes when you're about to reach the finish line, that's when it's more difficult to run. I declare that your ears are open. Amen. And you got that. That's the reason why the Lord is calling His people for perseverance. That's the reason why He's calling His people for perseverance. Accepting Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, what else could you ask for? That's super easy. All you have to do is just to submit yourselves, confess with your mouth, and believe in the Lord. Do you have any other choice? That came in free. We did not even pay for that. Someone else paid for us. But the thing is that accepting Jesus as our Lord and Savior, becoming a Christian, becoming a believer is easy. But maintaining the walk in the Lord is the challenge. Because you're still in this world. And the Lord has told you, you must understand there will be difficulties on the way. There are challenges on the way. And the Lord wants us to persevere. When you say persevere, ika nga ni Ellen, Mr. Google said, it's a steady persistence in a course of action, a purpose, a state. Especially when in times of difficulties, obstacles, or discouragement. Perseverance, in short, is a trait that you will see. Sabi nga kanina, it should shine. We should shine, right? The glory of the Lord should shine. Perseverance is actually not the grace that we have received, but the grace that is enabling us to continue. You know, when you say grace, it is the gift of God and the glory of God. When you say grace, we all have been saved by grace. We receive it as a free gift. Grasya nga eh. We have received salvation as a free gift. A relationship with the Lord is a free gift that the Lord is giving us. But for those people who have received a relationship with the Lord, it does not end there. The beauty of the grace of God is that it enables you when you were not able before. Now you are being enabled by the Lord to continue. That is the so-called glory of God. Kaya yung dati hindi mo kayang gawin, gusto mong bumait, hindi mo magawa. Dati yun. Ngayon kaya mo na because the grace of God is already in you. And it says there, pag sinabi po natin it shines, when you say perseverance, actually, what's the term? The glory of God actually shines. Kanina yung nakita kong that particular thing actually happens on the time of trial and challenges. Makikita ano ba ang tao ng perseverance kung ang ganda-ganda ng buhay? Nakita ko nga yung posting ng isang kapatid natin sa kabilang church na na-bless ako. Ang boring siguro ng buhay daw ng isang Kristiyano nang walang problema. Sabi ko, wow, what a mindset. What a mindset. You know, if you see problem in that perspective. It says here, in theology, Mr. Google says, continuance in a state of grace to the end, leading to an eternal salvation. We will expound on that later. So the Lord is giving us this word today because the Lord is calling each and every one of us to persevere, to persist in the undertaking that the Lord has given us, to maintain a sense of purpose, even at the midst of difficulty and obstacles. Nag-amazing grace kayo, nakita niyo, di ba may mga obstacles? Do you really think that life will just reach you to the end point? Ang boring nga naman kung ganun lang. Di po ba? There are obstacles along the way, but the Lord is calling us to be persevere on it, and to be steadfast on it. That we should not be shaken. Ang sabi pa nga po perseverance is the stubbornness with a purpose. Why would you be stubborn? Sinabi nila, stubborn is not a very good word. Actually, you have to be stubborn when it comes to the enemy. Because when you persevere, you tell the enemy, you're not winning. You're not winning even if I keep on falling. You will keep on falling. There are times when you just can't stand up and do what the Lord wants you to do. But you persevere. Okay, I may not be there, but I'm gonna keep on standing even though I keep on falling. Perseverance is when you fail 296 times and you actually beat it on the 297. Can someone close the door? Does it matter how many times you fail? Is there someone doing a count on you? Perseverance is not looking at the challenges. Perseverance is looking at the victory that's ahead of us. Amen. Because to be able to persevere, you need to be able to see the glory of God. And that should be greater than the fear of failing. Because the enemy condemns. The enemy always tells you you're a failure. The enemy always tells you you're not gonna make it. But do you think God died for a person who's not gonna make it? And God said, the same Spirit of God that raised Jesus from the dead lives in us. How can that go wrong? How can he miss it? How can it be weak? The challenge with Christians sometimes is that they're on a dream world. When they think that things that are being told on the church, things that we are being told on the CG groups, on your discipleship, things that you hear from other people are just pure dreams. Because dreams are impossible to achieve. But they are not dreams. In reality, the word of the Lord is life to us. It is real to us. And the only challenge when it comes to killing your dream, because dream could end up into a reality as well sometimes. But sa panaginip pa lang, namamatay na eh. Because you're already failing to fight and persevere. Why? Because the fear, the intimidation, the confidence in the Lord is already missing. The word of the Lord is saying in Hebrews 12:1, therefore, since we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses, let us also lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance. In other translations, it says, with patience, that race that is set before us. Nung tinitingnan ko po ito, sabi po dito, since we are surrounded by so great of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and sin which clings so closely, and let us run with perseverance the race that is set before us. Run with perseverance. Run with perseverance. Ang sabi dito, But the challenge with people is that we run away from God. We don't run with God. We run away from God. Why do we have this mentality? Last week pa lang po yung puso ko parang pumuputok na dahil the Lord is, I can feel it in my heart. And I'm telling the Lord, Lord, is this me or is it you? Why do we give up on God so easily? Bakit ang damot-damot natin pagdating sa Panginoon? Para kasi tayong mga tao eh. Kasi ang mga tao, pag may mga issue sa relasyon, gusto nang agad makipaghiwalay. Di po ba? Pagka may issue, ang sasabihin agad, maghiwalay na tayo ngayon na. Kasi may difficulty sa relasyon eh. Di ba? Ganun ang mga utak tao eh. Kapag may issue na sa pera, hindi mo na yan makukuha na ng kahit na 5. Hindi na yan magbibigay. Because we just run from doing what is right. We just stop. The moment that the enemy will intimidate you, you just froze. You're shocked. Kapag may medical issues, may mga ibang issues, you no longer want to live. Gusto mo nang i-advance, mamamatay din naman ako, mamatay na ngayon. We give up so easily, don't we? We are all guilty of that. At dahil wala tayong time, nakakatuwa nga yung sinad sa akin, Brother Mike, wala siya dito. Busy po kasi ako eh. Kailangan pa ni Lord makipag-appointment sa'yo? Seriously? I'm talking to myself. Are you talking to yourself too? Sam, kailangan pa talaga ni Lord makipag-appointment sa'yo? He is God. We never run with God. The Lord is asking us to persevere, left alone perseverance. You are running this life without God. But what we are doing is we are trying to run away from the one that loves us till eternity. Actually, the only one that truly loves us. Because if Corinthians 13 says, what is love? That is Him, that is His love for us. The one that does not make records of wrong. The one that will always forgive and forgive. That is His love for us. No one will love us like He did, like He does. And if a God that has given up Himself to us, why do we easily give up on ourselves and others? Sabi ko nga kay teacher eh. Alam niyo po kasi kami yung palagi kayo magkausap. Minsan yung mga certain things na hindi ko nasasabi sa iba, sa kanya ko nasasabi. Sabi ko sa kanya, why do I even have to be good to people? Nakakapagod maging mabuti sa mga taong hindi naman talaga mabuti sa'yo. I don't owe anybody anything. Right? You tell this to, why do I even have to be good to you? Tingin mo ba may responsibilidad ako maging mabuti sa'yo? Wala akong responsibilidad maging mabuti sa'yo. Wala akong responsibilidad na maging mabuti kahit kanino. Bakit kailangan kong maging mabuti sa kanila? Kahit na minsan nasasaktan na ako. Dahil merong naging mabuti sa akin. And the Lord told me, you have to keep on doing it. You have to be good because I have been good to you. And I'm still good to you. That's the reason why it is the glory of God that shines through us. Sometimes it's not easy. You have to persevere to continue doing it. If a God that has given Himself to us, at ang sabi nga ng Panginoon, I did not only give myself up for you. I am God and I came down to be man and I gave myself, I give up my lordship just so I could give you all the things that you could have now. But it's it's not only that. He gave himself up, and he gave himself up for us. He gave up his kingship, his lordship, his kingdom that you were talking about a while ago. He gave that up so that he could also give up things for us, that we may be able to receive his salvation, that we may be able to receive his forgiveness, that we may be able to receive this relationship that the Lord wants for us to have, that we may be able to receive the love of the Father, because without him we are not going to be worth it. And the Lord is saying, you are already surrounded by so great clouds of witnesses. It's not talking about the apostles and the disciples during that time. God, in various forms, in various ways, in times, even before you were small, till the time that you're already small, kasi heavy-heavy ang mga look nyo, never fails to speak to us and to display who He is to us. Therefore, we also, since we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses, who is this witnesses to us? Those people who have experienced the touch and the presence of the Lord. Even you, witness on yourself. You cannot deny it. You know that God is alive. Amen. You know that He works in things you cannot even imagine. He did it to you already before. What makes you think He cannot do it again? You've heard it from other people. They're testifying of what the Lord can do. What makes you think that there is no reason to persevere in the Lord? You always have to remember what you have seen, what you have heard, what you have experienced. Tell yourself, remember. When you are faced in a situation where the enemy wants you to give up, remember what you have seen, what you have heard from the Lord, and what you have experienced from the Lord. I'm telling you, you must understand, because there will be days when it's gonna be rough. There will be days when it's gonna be hard. There are gonna be days when you will feel like you want to give up. But you must remember what the Lord has done to you. Our memory is always used by the enemy against us. But it should work for us and for the glory of God. This memory should not be wandering over the things that are not of the Lord. This memory is supposed to be there so that you could remember the goodness of God. You could remember the availability of the power of God every time. Even when we were still sinners, He already died for us. Even when we were still sinners, ngayon pa nga lang, may mga ginagawa pa tayo eh. Pero yung pagmamahal ng Panginoon, ang pag-alaga sa atin ng Panginoon, hindi siya nagpabaya kahit kailan. You know, it is not the lack of provision and the lack of God. It is the lack of being able to see that it is actually Him and He was there all the while. Amen. 2 Corinthians 12:7 says, it is important that we actually persevere in the Lord even amidst any difficulties. Paul is saying here, even though I have received such wonderful revelations from God, So to keep me from becoming proud, can you read that for me, please?
I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger from Satan to torment me and keep me from becoming proud.
Challenges in our lives come with a reason. One of them is to keep us grounded. Challenges in our lives keep us from focusing upon our abilities and becoming proud and self-sufficient. There is a difference between sufficiency and self-sufficiency. When you are already thinking that you would design things for yourself, you would provide answers for yourselves, and you will be okay on your own, you could claim that you know God, but sometimes we are operating that way. And the Lord is saying, there are times when a thorn in my flesh is being positioned. It is a messenger from Satan to torment me. Mind you, hindi galing kay Lord, a messenger from Satan to torment me and keep me. But then, this is what Paul's mindset is. Okay, a messenger of Satan, meaning may mga pinadadala ang kalaban sa buhay natin to torment us. Torment is even heavier than I believe the situations that we are going through. Torment is a term when you actually had to be placed in jail for the glory of the word, like what Paul has been done when you have been persecuted. When you have to travel from one place to another just to share the gospel of God. Tayo nga hindi. Ang traveling time natin from our place to Millennium, wow, what a grand ballroom. But these people of God from their generation, it was not that way. It wasn't that easy. They said here, a messenger from Satan torment me and keep me from becoming proud. Maganda rin pala minsan may thorn in the flesh. Ano ba yung ano bang term yan? Tinik sa lalamunan. Because when we have a thorn in the flesh, it keeps us from focusing upon our own abilities. It keeps us from becoming proud. Kasi wala naman tayo, si Lord, pagyayabangan natin. Wag na lang. Last na natin yun. Hindi natin pwedeng pagyabangan si Lord. We cannot be proud in the Lord. And every time situation arises, whether we like it or not, that are difficult, the main action of a person is actually to go to the Lord and say, Lord, all this time nakalimutan mo si Lord, ang saya-saya ng buhay, merong ano, diba? Pero pagka may difficulty, tsaka tayo natututong lumapit sa Panginoon. That's why sometimes, whatsoever happens in our life could always turn into a blessing. A blessing is not always what we receive. Sometimes it's what we lose. Kala kasi ng mga tao, wow! Blessing! Pero pag iniwan, parang, why? Hindi yung blessing. Hindi. The Lord is telling us today, blessing is not sometimes the things that we receive. There are things that we have lost in our walk in the Lord. People, objects, items, characters, bad attitudes, spirit inclinations, and bondages that we lost for the glory of God. That's a blessing. But you know what Paul is saying? Si Paul parang tayo, no? Sabi niya, 3 different times, I begged the Lord to take it away. Parang awa mo na, Lord, tanggalin mo na to. Hirap na ako. Can you at least do something? And each time, he said, my grace is all you need. My power works best in weakness. Each time he says, My grace is all you need. In other translation, it says, my grace is sufficient for you. And my power works best in weakness. That's the reason why in John 16:33 it says, these things I have spoken to you, that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. We always walk in this world without the Lord. The Lord is saying, I may not be able to take those things away from you. You may have to endure it. But my grace is sufficient for you. My power works best when you are weak. Because then you will see it's actually not you, but me that is operating in you. Masarap po minsan maging mahina. Minsan tayong mga babae, gusto natin, tayo yung malakas, confident, able. Kaya minsan ang challenge, makahanap ng kasama sa buhay, di ba? Kasi ang lalaki, kailangan sila yung magpaprovide. Ang replika kasi ng lalaki, sila yung Diyos with the bride. Di po ba yung sa isang relasyon? Kung ang babae naglalakas-lakasan na, siya na lahat, o di ikaw na lahat. Bakit mo pa kailangan ng mga kasama sa buhay? Kaya mga misis, bakit pa kayo naghanap ng asawa? Kung kayo na pala ang marunong magdesisyon, kayo pala ang kayang magtaas ng ganon. Diba? Bakit ba? Pero pag kayo medyo weak kayo, honey, taas naman yung mga masaksahan. Paggamit naman dyan sa pakitapon ng basurang black bag na 10 dyan. Kaya-kaya mo yan. I believe in you. There are times when we are placed in a situation while we are having this relationship with the Lord, and the Lord is saying, oo, mahirap, but my grace is sufficient for you. And these things I have spoken to you, there will be challenges, that in me, you may have peace. Alam nyo, si Lord palagi na lang niyang pinagsisiksikan ang sarili niya sa atin. Kung tutusin, Diyos siya eh. He does not have to do that. Pero ganun yata talaga kapag nagmamahal. Kahit ayaw sa'yo, pinagpipilitan mo yung sarili mo sa Kanya. The Lord will always pursue us because He said that you may have peace in the world. He wants to be that peace. He wants to be that peace. Kung kailangan ng kapayapaan, kailangan itim ang puso, kailangan itim ang buhay, He wants you to go and get that peace that is Him. He wants to be that peace. Ang gusto ng Panginoon, ako yung kapayapaan mo. Amen. Sa akin mo makukuha ang katahimikan mo. Sa akin lang tumitigil ang malakas na habog ng puso mo. Ang gusto ng Panginoon, hindi mo yun nakukuha sa trabaho. Hindi mo yun nakukuha sa asawa, hindi mo nakukuha sa kaibigan, hindi mo nakukuha dahil sa finances or dahil maganda yung environment. Peaceful. Di po ba? Hindi. Ang gusto ng Panginoon, that in me, you may have peace. Na ako ang kapayapaan mo. Kaya nga ang mga tao, kahit naglalakad sa isang lugar na gulo-gulo, pwede pala talagang may kapayapaan. Because kapayapaan is not in the presence of this world, but in the presence of the Lord. Can you read that?
Your heart pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed but not in despair, persecuted but not abandoned, struck down but not destroyed.
Nabasa ko minsan, it says, the will of God will not take you where the grace of God will not protect you. The will of God will not take you where the grace of God will not protect you. You may be hard-pressed on every side, but you will never be crushed. You can tell the enemy, you can press me here, there, and everywhere, but you can never crush me. You can never crush my spirit. I may be perplexed, but I am not in despair. Hindi ako desperada. May choice ako. I may be persecuted by people, but I am not abandoned by God. I may be struck down, I may fall, but you can never destroy me.
Amen.
And the will of God will never take us where the arms of God will not be able to reach us. The will of God will never take us where the power of God cannot be displayed upon us. The will of God will never take us where the richness and the provision of God cannot reach us. The Lord is just looking for an opportunity to display His power. Pwede ka ba? Pwede ka bang maging showcase ng power ng Panginoon? Free ka ba kung makikipag-appointment pa sa'yo si Lord? Kasi all these times you have allowed the enemy to showcase his power on you. We have allowed the enemy to showcase his ability on us. All these times, the way we speak, the way we move, the way we live our lives, we have allowed the enemy to showcase his power on us. But the Lord is saying, you have already received grace. And my grace is sufficient for you. Because it's going to show forth my power even though you are weak. And the Lord just wants, pwede ba anak, gamitin man lang kita. Gusto kong ipakita sa'yo at sa buong mundo, sa mga taong malapit sa'yo, that I am able, that I am a powerful God, that there is glory in my presence. That's why the Lord is saying in 2 Corinthians 7, but we have this treasure, I posted on my Facebook, in jars of clay to show that the surpassing power belongs to God and not to us. You may be looking at yourself and you're saying, eto lang to eh. But you know what? You have a surpassing treasure. There is a surpassing treasure. Tell yourself, there's a surpassing treasure in me.
There's a surpassing treasure in me.
You are a treasure in the sight of God. It's okay, you don't have to say that. You are a surpassing treasure in the sight of God. That's how the Lord sees you. You are a surpassing treasure in the sight of God, in jars of clay, in this body, in this form, to show forth the surpassing power of God. It belongs to Him and not to us. Kaya pala, pwede nating sabihin at ipagyabang na ngayon hindi ako okay. Pero hindi natin sasabihin na ngayon hindi ako okay dahil sasabihin mo na hindi ka na talaga okay ever. Hindi ako okay ngayon, but the Lord is gonna be able to work in me and to show forth His ability in me. Amen. That is two different mentality. Saying what is the reality is possible. But you have to say the reality in the spiritual ability of God in our lives. It says here, so now I am glad to boast about my weakness, so that the power of Christ can work through me. That's why I take pleasure. Ouch. Ay, Lord. The Lord is asking us to take pleasure. It's the word of the Lord. Kahit po ako natututo habang nandito. We are all in it together. Whatsoever your challenges may be different from mine, but we all have challenges to face. No one is exempted. It says here, we should be glad to boast about our weaknesses so that the power of Christ can work through us. That's why we have to take pleasure in our weaknesses. Lord, my challenge. Lord, I'm getting weak. I can feel the pain. I'm hurt. In weaknesses, in the insults. Meron pala talagang insultong nagaganap. Kala ko yung sitwasyon lang. Sabi rin pala ng Bible, may mga insulto talaga kang matatanggap. Pagka narinig mo, nakaka-insulto naman yan. Bakit naman ganun? In the hardships, in the persecutions and troubles that I suffer for Christ. Excuse me, for Christ. Iba yung nag-suffer ka, hindi para kay Lord. Okay? Iba yun. But the Lord is saying, even when you are already with Him, you can still suffer. Iba pa nga yung mga pinagsaferan natin dahil sa mga maling pinagagawa natin. The Lord is saying, even when you are already with Him, there may be hardships, there will be persecutions, there will be people insulting you, saying things about you. There will be moments of weakness. But you must take pleasure. For when we are weak, then He is strong.
Amen.
For the ministers of the Lord, for those who serve the Lord, I always say this based on my own experience. The best time to serve God is when you are broken. It's not because we preach here in the pulpit. It does not mean that we serve the Lord. It does not mean that we minister. It means ang buhay po namin ay palaging okay. Mind you, hindi po kami palaging okay. Kahit po, pini-message namin kayo, chine-check namin kayo, akala nyo okay kami palagi. Hindi po kami palaging okay. Minsan nga, mga problema namin mas marami pa kaysa sa inyo. But you know what? When you choose to stand for the Lord, with the Lord, even when the enemy wants to crush you down, even when the enemy wants to put you down, even when the enemy intimidates you and puts all these things in you, that's the best time to stand for the Lord. Because you will see the power of God is able to keep you standing even when the enemy wants to put you down.
Amen.
There was one incident, I was having a lot of personal issues that I have to preach. Alam mo po yung tatayo ka dito, 45 minutes, for what? Do I really need to stand up here and talk to people for 45 minutes? Pero alam niyo po, when the Lord called you for something, even when it's difficult, try working with Him. Kasi po, yun ang pinakamasarap na sandali ng pagsiserve sa Panginoon. Because after the preaching, I felt it was really God all along. And I can't help but to go on one side and just to bow on the Lord and say, God, you made it. That even at my state that time, I cannot even think if I will manage to complete a sentence, but the Lord made it. Don't you even want to see that and experience that in your life? Why do we give up on the Lord so easily? Ang dami pang pwedeng makita. Ang dami pang pwedeng ma-experience. James 1:4 says, consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kind, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Doon sa mga nag-workout, alam niyo yan eh. You need resistance. Kung 5 kg ngayon, bukas dapat naman 10 kg sa susunod, tinataasan niyo yan eh. Hindi tayo humihinto. I need 5 minutes more. Hindi tayo humihinto. we just keep on increasing in our ability to actually fight the battles. Because we always know that the testing of our faith, may testing of the faith pala. May mga sitwasyon pala nakikita natin kung ano ang faith ng tao.
Amen.
Totoo po yan. Kaya yung mga attendance, nintake ng usher yan eh. Kasi nakikita dyan yung test ng commitment. Pagka may mga difficulty, nakikita dyan yung test ng faith. Nakikita mo yung growth. Because the struggles we are facing right now is developing us for the strength we need for tomorrow. Alam niyo po ang Panginoon, there's always a reason why. He is not a God of basta lang. He is not a basta-basta God. That's the reason why we always say, when you are faced with a situation, ask the Lord, Lord, why do we have to be here? What do I need to learn? Which muscles do I have to build? Is it the muscles of a hand that gives? Is it the muscles of the heart that's still able to be tamed even if the situation is parang kakabog-kabog na yung dibdib mo, worry, dapat hindi ka nag-worry. Ibig sabihin nun, malakas ang muscular heart na nun. Ang mga veins mo sa puso. Hindi ka na kinakabog. Is it the mind that the Lord is training us? Is it the mind that's strengthening? The Lord is strengthening us. Why? Because the Lord is going to be using that mind in the future to teach the Word of God. Kaya may mga training na ginagawa ang Panginoon. The struggles that we are facing now will train us for a greater glory of the Lord. But sometimes we're just thinking, oh, kasi hindi ko ito nagagawa, kasi ganito ako, kasi ganito ako. All about us. But what about the plan of God in our lives? The word of the Lord says, perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking in anything. Perseverance is the continuous work of the Lord in our lives. It is when the Lord did not give up on us. He's the Father of perseverance. I believe so. Because you know what? God doesn't give the hardest battle to His toughest soldiers. He creates the toughest soldiers through life's hardest battles. I like the sound of it. Grabe. God doesn't give the hardest battles to His toughest soldiers. Sometimes, grabe tayo mag-alaga. Alagaan natin to. Kasi baka mamaya anong mangyari. Sige, gusto mo? Gawin mo. Gusto mo yan? Sige, gawin mo. Para maranasan mo. Gusto mo yan, di ba? Sige, gawin mo. Para maranasan mo. Kasi pag naranasan mo yan, matututo ka. Para sa susunod, alam mo na. Matibay ka na dyan sa area na yan. Alam mo na, di ba? Kasi unwise ka na nun kapag inulit mo pa rin. Di ba? Sometimes the hardest part is the middle area. Di po ba? It's easy to accept the Lord. It's good to receive His benefit at the end. But yung middle part of the journey, that's the hardest part of it all. But the Lord just wants us to be trained in all areas of our lives. That's why He wants to perfect us. Alam ni Lord na hindi ka perfect eh. Kaya the Lord is gonna be perfecting us. And He also said in His Word, dahil ba time out na? Kaya may 1 minute 13 seconds pa ako ha. That's why the Lord said in His Word, therefore we also, since we are surrounded by so great cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily snares us. One thing as well that stops us to persevere is the sin that easily snares us. I've seen that many times. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily snares us. Alam niyo ba kung ano ang ano ba tawag ito? nagkukulong sa atin, kaya hindi tayo makagalaw. Hindi yung problema na binigay ng kalaban. Yung kasalanan na nag-give in tayo sa problema. And not trusting the Lord is a sin. Doing what we know we're not supposed to be doing is a sin. That's the reason why the Lord is encouraging us to avoid temptation. But then also understand that no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. Huwag naman tayong umarte na as if ikaw lang nakakaranas ng lahat ng yan. Sinasabi ng Panginoon, special tayong lahat, pero yung mga nararanasan natin, naranasan din naman ng iba yan. Nabuhay sila, di ba? We lived, we survived, we moved on. Yung mga nararanasan natin, huwag mo namang isipin na ikaw lang at ikaw lang talagang nakakaranas niyan. Sinasabi ng Panginoon, hello, no temptation has overtaken you that is not common to man. Naranasan din nila yan. Kung sila nga nakasurvive, ikaw pa kaya? Amen. And the Lord is saying, I am faithful. I will not let you be tempted beyond what you could bear. Ibig sabihin, kung nabibear mo pa yan, kaya mo pa yan. And the good thing about it is that the Lord is saying, I will provide you a way out. Pag nagbabasa tayo ng Bible, maganda yun yung personal. That God, you are faithful to me. You will not let me be tempted beyond what I can bear. But when I am tempted, you will also provide a way out. Amen. Tell yourself there's a way out. There's a way out. There's a way out. Because that's the promise of the Lord. It does not look like it. It may look overwhelming. It may look like it's impossible to get out of the situation. But the Lord is saying, He will provide a way out so that you can endure it. Si Lord pa rin naman eh. That's the reason why the Lord is calling us for perseverance. He wants us to look unto Jesus. Look unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith. He started it all. Even the faith that is in us, He started it all. It's not even ours. It's His faith that was given to us. And He is the finisher of it all. Sinimulan mo to, Lord, tatapusin mo to. You just have to believe in it. That's the word of the Lord. And the Lord is saying, for the joy that was set before Him, He endured the cross, despising the shame. I'll move on to that shortly. Wow, meron pa akong 1 second. Jeremiah 29:11 are one of our favorite verses. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Maganda po na nagpaplano tayo para sa sarili natin. Pero ang sabi ng Panginoon, ako may plano ko sa iyo. You know when you're making a plan, you normally write something. For an architect or an engineer, they draw the things. The Lord is saying, I know my plan for you. It may look a little bit shaggy, or it may not look the way your drawing looks like. It may not look the way your calculations seem to be. It may not equate according to your expectation. But the Lord is saying, I know the plans I have for you. I know it. Makikipag-argue pa ba kay Lord? Yung pinag-pray mo, eto si Lord, massive, oh. Sinasabi niya na sa'yo, I know the plans I have for you, Zen. My plans for you, declares the Lord, in the power of His confession, is to prosper you. Pero grabe yung plano mo, kailangan pagka ganito, pagka-age ng ganito, may ganito na. Pero sabi na, my plans for you, look at it on my game plan, is to prosper you. and not to harm you. My plans is to give you hope and a future. We may not see it, but the Lord is saying, I know it. I know it. And this is my plan for you. God has a purpose for everything that is happening. God has a purpose for the struggles, and there is a gift for a faithful one as well. And you know what? Sometimes He does not have to give that to you now. Why do you want that now? Why do you want that plans to prosper me and not to harm me? Where? Why do you want to have it now? Is it going to be in our time? It's not going to be in our time frame. Remember, the Lord that we are speaking with is an eternal God. He has eternity to complete His promises to us. He is not bounded with time. He is not bounded with space. He is not an 80-year-old God that is only bounded with the time that you have in this world, 60, 70, 80. Give you His promise now, He can have eternity to complete it for you. Ang sarap, diba? Kasi Lord, you have the eternity to give it to me, diba? You have the entire time. Time is just here in this world. There will be moment when there will be no time. Wala nang value ang time. Si Lord, He does not have time. He's not bounded with time. So even if you don't receive that now, doesn't mean that the Lord cannot give that to you. He has the eternity. Na-imagine niyo ba yun? Yung hanggang dun, kaya niya yun ibigay. Kaya niyang i-fulfill. He has the eternity. He is the Alpha and the Omega. Allow me to share this kasi 1 second na lang ako. Ito na lang ba yun sa 1 second? Kala ko tuloy, pasensya na kasi akala ko may 1 second pa ako. Nagdahilan. Alam niyo po, sometimes we really need the Word of God to encourage us to continue going. That's why John was taken by the Lord in heaven. Sabi dito, in Revelations 3:21-22. Nung maliit pa po ako, akala ko, parang Book of Troy lang itong Revelation. Gusto ko yun eh, yung Book of Troy ba tawag doon? Yung, may nagbabasa ba doon? Ano ba yung, basta yun na yun. I used to like it because alam mo yung parang napaka-imaginative ko ng bata ako. Pumapasok pa talaga ako sa library para mabasa yun kasi medyo makakapal yung mga libro na yun. Yung mga kwento ng Troy, Helen of Troy, mga ganun, mga panahon nila. At sa Bible, nung maliit ako, ang gustong-gusto ko yung Revelation. Kasi parang ang daming action na nagaganap sa Revelation, di ba? Ang sabi dito sa Revelation 3:21-22, to him who overcomes, I will grant to sit with me on my throne. Ito ang promise ng Panginoon na kasi the Lord has eternity to give His promise to us. To him who overcomes, I will grant him to sit with me on my throne, as I also overcame and sat down with my Father on His throne. Even Jesus had to go through a lot. He overcame. He seated with the Father. And those who overcome will be seated with Him on the throne with the Father. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the church. You want encouragement? There is a hope of glory. It may not be now, it may not be on your face, it may not be tomorrow, but there is an eternity to hope for. Sayang naman. Kung total naman, nag-effort na kayo, hindi nyo pa abutin yan. Huwag nating hayaan na para tayong si Moses, nag-effort na nag-effort sa Israelita, hindi niya naabot ang promised land. Sayang! It says here, now I saw a new heaven and new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away. Also there was no more sea. Then I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem. Grabe lahat bago. Coming down of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, adorned for his husband, for her husband. Alam mo yung parang nakikita ko dyan, fully furnished. Alam mo yung bride, pagka darating na sa asawa, lahat ready na yan. Inside and out. Pero ganun ng Panginoon, pagdating ng time na yan, talagang nakaprepare na lahat para sa atin. And I heard a loud voice from heaven saying, Behold, ito yung the best, the tabernacle of God is with man, and He will dwell with them, and they shall be His people. Alam mo yung naglalakad ka, tapos nandyan lang si God. You are already dwelling with Him. You're already there, and they shall be His people. God Himself will be with them, and He will be their God, and God will wipe away every tear. Every tear from their eye. Sige, pinapaiyak mo ko ngayon. God will wipe away every tear from my eye.
Amen.
There will be no more death. There will be no more areas of my life that could die. There will be no more sorrow. Hindi ko na ito mararamdaman. There will be no more crying. There shall be no more pain. For all these things which are important to us now will no longer be important when it comes there. I just hope involved si Lord sa importante sa iyo ngayon. Kasi there's eternity. Kung wala siya ngayon, asan siya sa eternity? Kung wala si Lord sa iyo ngayon, what makes you think you can have Him for eternity? Because what's important now to you may pass away, but it will be Him who will remain forever. And the Lord is saying in His word, and there shall be no more curses, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it. Inovercome na nila yan. They shall see His face. Ay, saya. And His shall be on their foreheads. His name shall be on their foreheads. We will be marked in the name of Jesus. We will see Jesus face to face. Diba? Kung meron kang long distance relationship, nagtsatsaga ka Kasi alam mo, isang araw magkakasama din kayo Alam mo yun? Talagang faithful ka Kahit hindi ka niya nakikita, ginagawa mo yung gusto niya gawin mo. Si Lord pa kaya? Kasama mo, hindi nga lang sa physical talaga. At alam mo, nakikita niya ang nakikita mo. Alam mo, nararamdaman niya ang nararamdaman mo. Pero ang sabi ng Panginoon, there will be a time when we will see Him face to face, when we will be marked by Him. There shall be no more night. There will be no need for light. Di mo na kailangan magbayad ng dewa. Di mo na kailangan mag-asikaso ng mga bagay-bagay na inaasikaso natin yung win-worry natin ngayon. And the Lord say, we will praise you forever. Everybody will stand. That's why the word of the Lord is saying, my dear brothers and sisters, tell yourself, Zen, stand firm. Let nothing move you. Fully give yourselves to the work of the Lord. Because you know your labor in the Lord is not in vain. I challenge you to serve the Lord, to honor the Lord, even when it's the hardest. Nating sabihin, di na muna. The Lord is asking us, He's calling us to be firm in Him. He's telling us that whatsoever situations we have in our lives, it should not move us from the position that the Lord has positioned us. Because we have a divine hope and promise in our hand. It is not a promise made by man, made by this world. It is a divine promise of God for the glory of the Lord.